Hello everyone, I am Karthik, lecturer of Royal Academy, Mangalore. Today's class will discuss about chapter 9, geometry. Okay, so it is from GMAT quantitative section. Okay, so first we'll discuss the basics of geometry. Then after that we'll see one by one problems. Okay, first acute angle. Acute angle is nothing but if the angle is in between 0 degree to 9 degree, x value, the degree is in between 0 to 90, then it is called as acute angle. So right angle triangle is nothing but if the angle is 90 degree, then it is called as acute right angle triangle. Then obtuse angle is nothing but if the angle range from 90 degree to 180 degree, then that type of angle is called as obtuse angle. Next one is straight angle. Straight angle is nothing but if the angle is 180 degree, then it is called as straight angle. Then straight angle, so here total three angle is there: x degree, y degree and z degree. Three angle, total three angle is equal to 180, so that is nothing but straight angle. X plus x degree plus y degree plus z degree is equal to 180 is nothing but straight angle. So 180 degree is nothing but straight angle. Next, this one. So while adding all this angle, you will get total 360 degree. 360 degree is nothing but one full circle. One full circle is nothing but 360 degree. Okay, so a plus b plus c plus d plus e is total full circle, that is nothing but 360 degree. Okay, so then we'll see what is supplementary and complementary angle. Okay, two angles are supplementary if together they make up a straight angle. So two angle together, then it is become a straight angle, then it is called as supplementary angle. Then what is complementary angle? Two angle are complementary if together they make up a right angle triangle. So right angle triangle is nothing but total angle is equal to 90 degree. Total angle is equal to 90 degree. See here, total angle is equal to 180 degree. That angle is called as straight angle. So total angle is equal to 90 degree. That angle is called as right angle triangle. So it is also called as complementary angle. Okay. Next, vertical angle. So vertical angle is nothing but here L1 as well as L2 are in perpendicular with each other. L1 as well as L2 are perpendicular with each other. Vertical angles are a pair of opposite angle, okay, opposite angles formed by two intersecting line segment, line 1 as well as line 2 intersecting at this point. At point of intersection, two pair of vertical angles are formed. So A as well as C, that is two pair of vertical angles are formed. Angles A and C below are vertical angles. So here you can observe this is a straight angle. So one full line is called a straight angle. A plus B is equal to 180 degree. Okay. Then D plus C is equal to 180 degree. Okay. So here you can also tell that A plus B is equal to C plus D, or else this also you can consider this angle. So B plus C. Okay, so B plus C, this is 180 degree, and A plus D, that is also A plus D, that is also 180 degree. So here you can tell that A is equal to C. Okay, A is equal to C only when the vertical angle, if it is vertical angle is nothing but, so L1 is perpendicular to the L2, so then B is equal to D. B is equal to D. So that two angles are same. In vertical angle, A degree is equal to C degree and B degree is equal to D degree. Okay, then also you can tell that B plus C is equal to 180 degree. B plus C is equal to 180 degree, or so A plus D is equal to 180 degree. Then two more combination is possible, that is nothing but A plus B is equal to 180 degree. A plus B is equal to 180 degree. You just see the sketch, then you can tell is it correct or wrong. And C plus D is also 180 degree. This combination is possible. Based on this, you can tell that the angle of A degree is equal to C degree, angle of B degree is equal to D degree. Okay, I hope all of you understood. Okay, we'll see the next one. And similarly, this line. So here L1 as well as L2, two lines are parallel. Okay, and parallel line, one slant line will intersect, cut this parallel line L1 as well as L2. Okay, slanted line. Okay, then you can tell that B degree is equal to D degree. Why? Because L1 as well as L2 are parallel. Okay, so B degree is equal to D degree, A degree is equal to C degree, as well as F degree is equal to H degree and G degree is equal to E degree. Okay, so that degree are same only when L1 as well as L2 are parallel with each other. Okay, so next, triangles. Okay, so two types of triangles you can study. So area of the triangle is equal to half into base into height. Okay, half into base into height. So total two different types of triangle is there. One is this type triangle. So this is called as right angle triangle. Right angle triangle. Next one is equilateral triangle. So two different types of triangle. Equilateral triangle is nothing but, so all angles are equal. So total angle of triangle is how much? Total three side. Each side is 60, so that three side is nothing but 3 into 60 is 180 degree. 180 degree is the triangle total angle. Okay, so equilateral triangle, all sides are equal, so that all sides are 60. All sides are 60. That is called as equilateral triangle. Okay, next one is right angle triangle. Right angle triangle is nothing but, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, and 180 minus 90 is how much? 180 minus 90 is how much? 90 degree. So this also you can split into two different types. Okay, 90 degree is already over. Next remaining angle is 90 degree. So 90 degree, two sides. So one is 45 degree here, 45 degree here, and one more is 45 degree here. So total is how much? 45 plus 45 plus 90 is 180 degree. Okay, and one more right angle triangle is possible. So that is nothing but, so here 90 degree, this is 90 degree, and this is 30 degree, this is 30 degree, remaining is how much? 60 degree. 60 degree, this is also possible. Either 45 45 90, either 45 45 90, 45 45 90, or 90 60 30. So two different types of right angle triangle is possible. Okay, so for calculation you just remember the relationship. Okay, so if it is 30 60 90, then you just remember this value, x is to x square root of 3 is to 2x. If it is 45 degree 90 degree, then you just remember this relationship, x is to x square root of 2. So I will tell you why this relation is required. Everything I will tell you later. You just remember these two value. First one is 30 degree 60 degree 90 degree, first triangle. So if it is first triangle, you just remember the relationship, this one. Second is nothing but for 30 degree x value, for 60 degree x square root of 3, 90 degree 2x. Okay, next if it is 45 degree 90 degree, then you just remember this relationship, x for 45 degree x relationship 45x, and 90 degree x square root of 2. So I will tell you, so what is that, which one is hypotenuse, everything. So if it is triangle, right angle triangle, the angle, consider the angle is here. Okay, consider the angle is here, this is the angle, or else you just remember angle is here or here. Okay, so here the opposite to this triangle, this is opposite side, this is opposite side. So this is hypotenuse side, hypotenuse. This is adjacent side, adjacent side. So based on this angle, based on this angle, suppose if the angle is here, other side, angle is here, then which side is opposite? This is opposite, this is opposite, this is hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is nothing but opposite to right angle triangle. This is right angle 90 degrees, so that opposite to 90 degrees hypotenuse. Next, this one is adjacent, adjacent. So understood, I hope understood. So this relation also you just remember. I will tell you when we have to use this relation. When we have to use this relation, I will tell you while solving the problems. Then area of the triangle is area is equal to half into base into height. Okay, then you just remember these two relation, 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, as well as 45 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree. This relation is required. Then right angle triangle, right angle, this is a right angle triangle, right? So this is, consider this A and this is B and this is C. Based on Pythagoras theorem, so A square plus B square is equal to C square. A square B square is equal to C square based on Pythagoras theorem. This also you just remember. Okay, I hope all of you understood. Okay, next one, polygons. Okay, so polygon is nothing but what? So polygon is a closed plane figure formed by three or more line segment. Okay, that is called as polygon. So perimeter of the polygon, how to find out? Sum of all the sides. Sum of all the sides, you will get perimeter of polygon. Okay, then area of the trapezoid. Okay, area of the trapezoid is how to calculate? Area is equal to half into sum of the base into height. Sum of the base into height. So area of the polygon, how to find out? Area of the polygon is equal to base into height. This here you just remember the formula. I will explain once again while solving the problems. Next, circles. So area of the circle formula is what? Pi r square. Pi r square is the area of the circle. And circumference, circumference of the circle is nothing but 2 pi r, or else 2 pi r or pi d. It is also denoted by pi d. Pi d is nothing, radius diameter is equal to 2r. So just substitute back, you will get circumference is equal to 2 pi r. Okay, so total circle angle is 360 degree. Total circle angle is 360 degree. Then volume of the circle is equal to pi r square h. Pi r square h is the volume of the circle. Then volume of the rectangular solid, that is equal to L into width into height. L, W and H, that is the volume of rectangular solids. L into length into width into height. So next, slope of the line. So slope, while solving the graph, you will get one slope. So this is x-axis, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. You will get one graph in that like this, and in that you have to take a slope. So slope is like this. This is y-axis and this is x-axis. While calculating slope, you have to use this formula. So change in y. So change in y is nothing but this one, change in y, and change in x is x-axis. So that formula you have to use. And then one more formula you have to remember. So for straight line, y is equal to mx plus b. So here m is nothing but slope and b is the point at which the line intercepts the y-axis. So this also you just remember this formula, y is equal to mx plus b. Okay. Next we'll see the one by one problems. So first the problem says what we'll see. So this is two lines. Two lines are perpendicular with each other, Then the relationship is also given. We have to, in the figure above, what is the value of y? You have to determine the value of y. So these are the options. We'll see so how to solve these problems. So first, so two lines are perpendicular with each other. So I already told the opposite angles are equal. if it is two perpendicular vertical angles, this is called as vertical angle. If it is vertical angle, two opposite angles are equal. So x plus 2y is equal to 5x minus 4y. So from this you will get the relationship. Okay, so 5x minus x is nothing but 4x and 2y plus 4y is nothing but 6y. From this expression you will get the relationship as 6y is equal to 4x. So next, so here you just consider one line. Okay, you just consider one line. So I will consider this line. Okay, this line. So total angle is equal to how much? Total angle is equal to 180 degree. So this total angle is equal to 180 degrees. So why? Because this is a straight line. Okay. So here then you just mention x plus 2y plus 3x minus 3y is equal to 180 degree. So from this relation you will get as 4x minus y. So 3x plus x is nothing but 4x minus 2y minus 3y is nothing but minus y is equal to 180 degree. Why? Because this is a straight line. So total angle is equal to 180 degree. X plus 2y plus 3x minus 3y is equal to 180 degree. You will get the relation as 4x minus y is equal to 180 degree. So just substitute this relation. In place of 4x you just substitute 6y. Okay, why? Because we need the value of y. Then substitute in place of 4x you just substitute 6y. 6y minus y is equal to 180 degree. Then 6y minus y is equal to 5y is equal to 180. Then y value is how much? 180 divided by 5 is nothing but 36. So option A is the correct one. Option A is the correct answer for this question. Next question. So here two parallel line is there. Two parallel lines. So what is that? R and S are two parallel line. Then along with that two slanted line cut the parallel lines. Okay, then in the figure above, if lines R and S are parallel with each other, R and S are parallel with each other, what is the value of A plus B? You have to determine the value of A plus B. But here two statement is given. You just tell whether this from which statement alone you can answer for the question. Two statement is given. Okay, so you just try. So first statement tells that what? C minus A is equal to 25. Second statement tells that A minus D is equal to 15. Two statements are given. So option is like this. First statement alone you can answer for the question. Second option, second statement alone you can answer for the question. So third option, both statement together you can answer for the question. So fourth option, individual statement alone you can answer for the question. Fifth one, none of the above. The option is like this. For statement, all statement problem, the option is like this only. Okay, so we'll see how to solve this problem. So first statement tells that C minus A is equal to 25. So only one relationship is given. So from this relationship, whether it is possible to find out the answer? So it is not possible. Okay, and one more relationship is given, that is nothing but C plus D. C plus D is in straight angle. Okay, C plus D is equal to 180 degree. That relationship we know. So from that, whether it is possible to determine, one is C minus A is equal to 25. Second one is C plus D is equal to 180 degree. So from two, there is no relationship between this as well as this. So it is not possible. Okay, from first statement it all is not possible. So go to the second statement, A minus D is equal to 15. As well as one relationship we know, that is nothing but C plus D is equal to 180 degree. So C plus D as well as A minus D. So there is no relationship. So three unknowns we are getting. So from the second statement alone also not possible. So I will tell you first statement. One is C minus A is equal to 25. Okay, one statement. Second one, C plus D. So that is we'll getting from figure. Okay, so here unknown is how much? C we can find out, and A and D are unknown. A and D, two are unknown is there from the first statement. So it is not possible. Second statement, A minus D is equal to 15 and C plus D is equal to 180 degree. So here D we can find out, but A and C are unknown. A and C are unknown from the second statement. Two unknown is there. It is not possible to determine. Next, combine together. Third option is both statement together you can find out the answer. So together. So from first statement, what happens? Second statement, A minus D is equal to 15. Okay, so here you just rearrange this one. A is equal to D plus 15. A is equal to D by plus 15. This relation you just substitute to first statement. A is equal to 15 plus D. Okay, from the second statement, A is equal to 15 plus 15 plus D. This relation you just substitute to first equation. Then what happens? C minus 15 minus D is equal to 25. So from this relation you will get as C minus D is equal to 40. C minus D is equal to 40. That relationship you will get. Then one more relationship you already know, C plus D is equal to 180 degrees. So from that you can determine the answer as C. So what is the value of C? You can determine. Once you find out the answer of C, then you can easily find out the answer of D. Okay, so why? Because C you will get as 110. So you just substitute to here. Okay, then you will get the value of A also. So once you find out the answer of C, C is how much? C is equal to 110. C is equal to 110. So total angle C plus D. C plus D is 180 degree. 180 degrees. So D is equal to 70. D is equal to 70. Then you just substitute D as well as D here, and C you can C value also we know. So from that you can determine the value of A. Okay, you can determine the value of A. So A is also equal to B. Why? Because these two lines are parallel. R as well as S are parallel with each other. Once you find out the answer of A, you can easily tell the answer of B. Why? Because A as well as B are same. Why? Because if two lines are parallel, the opposite angles are equal. Okay, so if two lines are parallel, opposite angles are equal. So A is equal to B. Okay, A is equal to B. So you can easily tell that what is the value of A plus B. I hope all of you understood. Little bit tricky question, so just concentrate and read once again, you will understand. So once you find out the answer of A, then A degree is also equal to B. Why? Because two are parallel with each other. Then you can easily find out the answer. So option C is the correct. Both statement together you can find out the answer. So option C is the correct one. Next statement, next one. A certain line segment rotates consistently in one direction in 45-degree increment around one of its endpoint E. The segment loses half of its length every 45 degree that it rotates, and it stops rotating when it reaches less than 5% of its starting length. Did the segment stop rotating? So you have to find out. So a certain segment rotates consistently. So consistently it will be rotating. One rotating at a 45 increment. Okay. So every 45 increment, how much reduces? Endpoint E. So every the segment loses half of its length. Half of its length every 45 of its rotation. So first total length is not given in this problem. You just consider 100 for easy calculation. You just assume the total length of the length is how much? 100. So first 45 degree rotation, the segment reduces to one half of 100. So one half of 100 is how much? 50. And second 45-degree rotation. So 45 degree is nothing but 90 degree. 45 plus 45, 90 degree. So how much reduces? Half of 50, 25. Third 45-degree rotation, total is 135 degree. It measures half of 25, 12.5. So next 45-degree rotation, 180 degree, it measures half of 12.5, 6.25. Again 45 degree, 225 degree, 180 plus 45, 225 degree, it measures half of 6.25. So it is less than 5%. It is less than 5%. So this is also statement type of problem. So first statement tells what? So segment rotates at least 180 degree, at least. Okay, from first statement tells that at least 180 degree. So if you consider 180 degree, whether it is less than 5%, no, it is more than 5%. So your answer is no. So second statement, say at least statement, so from the first statement alone, so second, the segment rotates at least 180 degree, right? At least 180 degree. If it is rotating 180 degree, you will get answer more than 5%. So at least, so more than is also possible. So if it is 225 degree, less than 5%, two different answer you are getting. So from the first statement says that segment rotate at least 180 degree. If the segment rotates exactly 180 degree, the answer is no. Why? Because it is more than 5%. However, the segment could have rotates 225 degree. Then the answer would be yes. Why? Because that is less than 5%. So from first statement is insufficient to answer for the question. Go for the second statement. Second statement tells what? Made at most 5 movements. So segment made no more than 5 movements. So most 5 movement is possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 movement is possible. If it is fifth movement, then your answer is yes, less than 5%. This is fifth rotation. Less than, most is nothing but maximum 5 movement. So less than is also possible. From the second statement tells that less than is also possible. So answer is insufficient. So here also insufficient. Less than. Fourth one is more than 5%. Fifth one is less than 5%. So from the second statement you can't conclude that. So the answer is less than or more than 5%. Then combine together first statement as well as second statement. So produce this statement. The segment rotate at least 180 degree. From the first statement 180 degree. 180 degree is nothing but your answer is no. Why? Because not more, less than 5%. 5%, not less than 5%. After 180 degree it measures 6.25, not less than 5%. If it is, next go for the second statement. Second statement tells that 5 movements. 5 movement, fifth movement is which one? 225 degree. So 225 degree. So this is answer is yes. Answer is yes. So if it is clubbed together also, you will get two different answer. So produces this statement. The segment rotates at least 180 degree and made at most 5 movements. This leaves open the possibility that it moves 4 times. Okay, 180 degree or 5 times. 180, 4 times 180 degree. Fifth time is 225 degree. So two different answer you are getting. One is no, one is yes. This answer is no, this answer is yes. Okay, yes is nothing but less than 5%, not less than 5%. Two different answer you are getting. So option E is the correct answer for this problem. Option E is the correct answer for this problems. Why? Because two statement alone also is not possible. Two statement together is also not possible to find out the answer. So option E, none of the above. So here graph is given. Here two right angle triangle is given. One is this right angle triangle and one more is this is right angle triangle. Okay, so based on the figure shown, which of the following could be true? Which of the following could be true? You have to determine. So from first statement, a is equal to b, second one y is equal to z, third one is a square plus b square is equal to z square minus y square. You have to determine which one is correct. So right angle triangle. Okay, first statement What is that? A is equal to B. A is equal to B. So right angle triangle, based on the Pythagoras theorem, this is A, this is B, and this is C. Based on the Pythagoras theorem, what is that? A square plus B square is equal to C square. Is it correct? Okay. So then, so A is equal to B is possible based on the Pythagoras theorem. Based on the Pythagoras theorem, A is equal to B is possible. So here C square is given. C square is how much? 5. C square is 5. So that is already given. So you can also determine the value of A as well as B. Based on the Pythagoras theorem, A angle is equal to A length is equal to B length. That is possible. Okay, so from the first statement tells that only, and okay, this is true. Okay, A is equal to B is true. Okay, next go for the second one. Y is equal to Z. Y is equal to Z. So based on the Pythagoras theorem, so second right angle triangle is what? One is Y, second one is 5, and third one is Z. Y square plus 5 square is equal to Z square. Y square plus 5 square is equal to Z square. So from second one is not correct. Second, y is equal to z, y is equal to z. It is not correct. Why? Because plus 5 square is there. So second statement is not correct based on the Pythagoras theorem. So third one, a square plus b square. A square plus b square is equal to z square minus y square. So this relation is given. So first relation, y square plus 5 square is equal to z square. You just substitute in place of y square. Okay, so what relationship you will get? Z square minus y square is equal to 5 square. Okay, this relation you will get. Then you just substitute this relation to this relation. Okay, a square, this is a one relation, a square plus b square is equal to z square minus y square. So from this relation you will get z square minus y square is equal to 5 square. So then you just substitute this relation to here. Okay, then a square plus b square is equal to 5 square. That you will get. So a square plus b square is equal to 5 square. That is also already over. So okay, a square plus b square is equal to c square. C square is nothing but 5 square. C square is equal to 5 square. So this is also correct. Okay, so this also correct, and a is equal to b is also correct. Okay, so two statements are correct. Which one is correct? First as well as third one is correct. So fourth option is correct answer for this question. Option D is the correct one. I hope all of you understood. So second one is not possible. Y is equal to z is not possible. Why? Because based on the Pythagoras theorem that not satisfy. Okay. Then two relations also follows the Pythagoras theorem. Next problem. Here one triangle is given. Triangle total angle is how much? 180 degree. In the figure above, if ABC, this is a ABC, is a right angle triangle. So ABC is a right angle triangle, and BD bisects AC. BD, this is BD bisects AC. Then what is the ratio of BC divided by AC? BC divided by AC. Now this triangle I will also draw like this, right angle triangle. So or else this triangle, right angle triangle, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. So this one is B and this one is C and this one is A. Okay, this one is A. So next, total angle is how much? 180 degree. 180 degree. Here 90 degree is already over. Remaining 2 degree. Remaining 2 degree, that two sides are also equal. A as well as C are also equal. So that divided by 2. Remaining degree is how much? Total is 180 degree. Total is 180 degree. 180 degree minus uh, 90 degrees already over. Remaining is how much? 90. Remaining is 90. Remaining is 90. So this 90 divided by 2. Why? Because two sides are also equal. That is nothing but 45 degree. 45 degree. So 45 degree. This is 45 degree. And this is also 45 degree. And this is 90 degree. This is 90 degree. Or total is 180 degree. 45, 90, 90, 180 degree. Then use the relationship, which one? 45 degree, 45 and 90 degree. So that this relationship you have to use this, that is nothing but x square root of 2, x square root of 2. So then you just see, so 90 degree, this is 90 degree, right? 90 degree. So 90 degree is nothing but x square root of 2. This is x square root of 2. Opposite to 90 degree, x square root of 2. Opposite to 45 degree, that is x. Opposite to 45 degree, that is x. I hope all of you understood. 90 degree, 45 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree. So 45 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree. 45 for 45 degree, this relation x. Again 45 x. For 90 degrees, x square root of 2. So opposite to this angle 90 degree, which one? X square root of 2. Okay, then opposite to 45 degree, that is nothing but x. And opposite to 45 degree, that is x. Okay. So then which one you have to find out? BC divided by AC. Okay, BC divided by AC. BC is which one? BC. BC is x. So from this relation, BC divided by AC. BC is which one? X. AC is which one? X square root of 2. So x cancel each other. So option D is the correct one. So how it is correct? I will tell you. See, here that type of option is not there. Okay, actual answer is which one? 1 square root of root 2. That answer is not there. So that you just multiply numerator as well as denominator by square root of 2. Okay, then square root of 2 into square root of 2 is 2. Divide and above numerator square root of 2. This answer, just check whether this answer is there. Yes, this answer is there. Okay, I hope all of you understood. Just multiply and divided by square root of 2. Then you will get the relationship answer. Option D is the correct answer. Next, this triangle is given. Okay, so here 45 degree, this is 75 degree, and also relationship is given, that is 4. What is the area of the triangle? So area of the triangle is what? Area is equal to half into base into height. Figure above, you have to determine the area. So this triangle you divided, so bisect the triangle. Why? Because for easy calculation. So bisecting this, what happens? 75 is split into 45 as well as 30. Why? Because triangle. Okay, so here already given 45, and if you bisect here 90 degree, 90 degree plus 45 degree, remaining is 45 degree, and here also then 90 degree, this is 30 degree, 60 degree. Total two different types of right angle triangle you can observe here in this triangle. So two different type, one is 45 45 90, and second one is 30 60 90. So relationship, you know 45 45 90 as well as 30. For 45 45 90, relationship is what? X is to x is to x square root of 2. you already seen from the previous slide. Okay, for 30, 60, 90, what is the relationship? X square root of root 3, x square root of 3 as well as 2x. This is a relationship. Okay, and also one side is already given, that is what? 4. Okay, that is 4. This is given. This is what? Opposite to 90 degree. So you just see the 30, 60, 90, 90. Okay, here what is the relation? X square root of 3 as well as 2x. So 2x, 90 degree for 2x. So 2x is equal to 4 is given. So from that you can determine the value of 4, value of x. So x is how much? X is equal to 2. Okay, so then opposite to 30 degree angle, 30 degrees x, so x is equal to 2. I hope all of you understood. So opposite to this angle, okay, opposite to 30 degree angle is x. X is 2. Already we determined. So x is 2. Then opposite to 60 degree. 60 degree is what? X square root of 3. X square root of 3. So what is that? X square root of 3. X is how much? X is 2. So opposite to 60 degree, this side. Okay, 2 square root of 3. X square root of 3 actually. Formula is x square root of 3. You just write 2 square root of 3. Then similarly take 45 degree and 90 degree. So relationship is what? X and x, that relationship. Okay, you already know what is the relationship. Okay, so based on this, 45 degree opposite to 45 degree, what is that? 2 square root of 3. Okay, opposite to 45 degree, that is 2 square root of 3. This 2 square root of 3 we already determined from the right side triangle. Okay, right side triangle we already determined. So that opposite to 45 degree, 2 square root of 3. So then opposite to 45 degree, same value, 2 square root of 3. So you will get like that. Okay, then what we have to determine? Area of the triangle. Then how to determine the area of the triangle? Area is equal to base into height. So which one is base here? So area is equal to base into height. So base is which one? 2 square root of 3 plus 2 into height is which one? 2 square root of root 3. 2 square root of root 3. So this is the relationship. Then you just multiply 2 to the 4 into 3 plus 2 into 2, 4 and square root of 3. Okay, so final answer you have to determine, that is nothing but 4 3s are 12 plus 4 square root of 3. So just check whether this relationship is there or not. So this relationship is not there. So then which answer is correct? You just see here, the half into half is also there, half is missed. So I think which one is correct? So 6 plus 2 square root of 3. So into half, actually half into base into height. So that is the triangle. So divided by 2 is nothing but 6 plus 2 square root of 3. You will get the answer like this. Okay, 6 plus 2 square root of 3 is the correct answer for this problem. I hope all of you understood. So first you will get 60 degree. Opposite to 60 degree is what? Which formula? 60 degree, x square root of 3, x is equal to 2. From this answer you will get then 2 square root of 3, then opposite to 30 degree, that is x, x is equal to 2, then opposite to 90 degree, 90 degree is equal to 2x, 2x is equal to 4, that value is already given. So from that you can determine the value of x. So then 45, 45, 90, so we need this base. So 45 degree opposite to this side is already given, that is 2 square root of 3. So then opposite to 45 degree, 2 square root of 3, then the base, half into base into height, half into base, 2 square root of 3 plus 2, that is base, height is 2 square root of 3. Okay, then multiply and simplification, you will get answer is C. Okay, C is the correct answer for this question. C is the correct answer. Next question. So here this total how many sides is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for pentagon problem, so the total side, each side angle is how much for pentagon? 108 degree. 108 degree is the angle actually for the pentagon into total 5 sides. So 5 side is nothing but total is 540 degree. Total is 540 degree. You just remember for pentagon total angle is 540 degree. So then see the problem. What is the problem? In the figure shown above, the AB and DE are parallel. AB and DE are parallel. What is the value of y? You have to determine the value of y. So how to determine the value of y? So here also you just bisect. Okay, bisect like this. So you can easily determine the value of x. Why? Because so while bisecting you consider as this is a triangle. So here 90 degree. So 90 degree as well as 60 degree, then obviously you will get as 30 degree. This angle is 30 degree, and also this is how much? This is how much? 90 degree. 90 plus 30, how much? 120 degree. So from that you can determine the value of x. X is equal to how much? 120 degree. So it is possible, bisecting is only possible so if two lines are parallel with each other. Understood? So from that you can determine the value of x. X is equal to how much? So 90 degree plus 30 degrees, total is 120 degree. So x value you already determined. So then 120 degree, 120 degree, 120 degree. Here 60 is already given, 120 degree. Then you can easily determine the value of y. So total angle of pentagon is how much? 540 degree minus, so add all this angle and subtract from you unknown angle is only 1, so you will get the angle. Okay, so I hope all of you understood. So while bisecting you will get the angle as 30, this one. Why? Because this is 90, this is 60, and remaining angle is 30, and this is also right angle, so that 90 degree, 90 plus 30 is how much? 120 degree. So x angle is 120 degree. So then total is how much x is there? 1x, 2x as well as 3x. 3x is equal to 3x. Okay, 3x plus 60. 3x plus 60 is how much? X is equal to 120. 120 into 3. 120 into 3 is, that is nothing but 360 plus 60 is nothing but total angle is 420 degree. So total angle of pentagon is how much? 540 degree. 540 degree, then y is equal to 540 degree minus 420 degree. 420 degree, so how much is the answer? 120 degree is the answer. So y is equal to how much? 120 degree. So option B is the correct one. I hope all of you understood. So 3x is nothing but total x is how much? X degree as well as x degree plus 60 is equal to 420. 420 how much? X is equal to 120, we already determined. 120 into 3 plus 60, that is 420 degree. Then total angle of pentagon is 540 degree minus 420 degree, you will get as 120 degree. Option B is the correct answer. A contractor uses half of the available concrete to pour on an 8-foot by 12-foot rectangular base for a monument. If she uses the rest of the concrete to create a uniform width walkway all way around the base of the monument using the same amount of concrete per square foot as for the base, what is the maximum possible width of the walkway? So you have to determine the maximum possible width of the walkway. So how to determine? So this is, so actually 8 feet by 12 feet. Okay, so this is actually concrete pour. Okay, so what is given in the question? A contractor uses half of the available concrete to pour an 8-foot and 12-foot rectangular base of the monument. If she uses the rest of the concrete to create uniform width walkway all the way around the base of the monument using the same amount of the concrete per square foot as for the base, what is the maximum possible width of the walkway? So you have to determine the maximum possible width of the walkway. So how to determine? So first you just consider multiplication. Why? Because this is a rectangle. Okay, rectangle is nothing but length into width, that you have to determine. So here you just consider the outside area. So how to find out the outside area? Why? Because here just mention the W. Okay, so for that one, so W is nothing but, so here some this is also W, this is also W. Okay, so total outside area of width is equal to length is equal to how much? W plus 12 plus W, W plus W plus W plus 12. Okay, so this is nothing but total length outside total length, W plus W plus 12 into, so like this width you have to find out. So that is also W plus W plus 8, W plus W plus 8, and subtract this area, subtract inside area. So how to find out inside area? Subtract 8 into 12, 8 into 12. You have to subtract this inside area, so that you have to subtract that. So that is nothing but minus 8 into 12 is equal to, then you have to multiply the total area, you have to subtract. So okay, so you just multiply. So total area for the concrete pour is how much? That is nothing but 8 into 12. So I hope all of you understood this relationship. So first to find out the total area, then subtracting from this area, then you just consider the total area available after considering W as well as after considering W. Okay, so once you get this relationship, then you just simplify, you will get the relationship equivalent this one relationship quadratic equation. So that is 4w square plus 40w plus 96 is equal to 196. After simplification you will get as w square plus 10w is minus 24 is equal to 0. So while simplifying the factors you will get as w minus 2 and w plus 12 is equal to 0. So from this you will get as w is equal to 2. So 2 feet. So answer, which one is correct? Option B is the correct answer. So once again I will explain. So what is given in the question? A contractor uses half of the available concrete to pour an 8 foot by 12 foot rectangular base for the monument. If she uses the rest of the concrete to create a uniform width walkway all way around the base of the monument using the same amount of concrete per square foot, same amount here mention using the same amount of concrete per square foot. Okay, that's why you have to multiply 8 into 12 on the right hand side. First you have to subtract this area, but the amount remains same. So after creating this one also amount remains same, so that same amount is nothing but how much amount, what she spent for to creating this one, same amount spent for this one also, so that I have multiplied 8 into 12. Okay, you just remember. Then the relationship is what one, which one? So just to find out the outside area, how to find out? We don't know the length of this one, so you have to determine foot. So that is nothing but W plus 12 plus W into W plus 8 plus W minus subtracting this area 8 into 12 is equal to 8 into 12. This 8 into 12, why? Because same amount of concrete per square foot. Okay, that relationship is given. So whatever money spent for this one, same amount of money is utilized for this one also. So that is equal to 8 into 2. So you will get one quadratic equation. By simplifying, you will get as W square plus 10W minus 24 is equal to 0. So you will get W as 2 feet. So option B is the correct answer. Is the length of a side of square S greater than the length of a side of equilateral triangle T? Okay, so square S greater than the length of the side of a equilateral triangle T. The sum of the so two statement is given. So what are the two statement? The sum of the length of a side S and side of T is equal to 22. And second relationship, the ratio of the perimeter of square S to the perimeter of the triangle T is 5 to 6. The relationship is given. So you have to determine from which statement alone you can answer for the question. Okay, so option is like this: first statement alone you can answer for the question, second statement, both statement together, each statement alone, and none of the above. So here what is given is the length of the side square S, okay, greater than the length of the side equilateral triangle T. So for square, how many sides? 4 sides. For equilateral triangle, total how many sides? 3 sides. Okay, so which side is greater? So statement 1 tells what? Sum of the length of the side S and and a side T is equal to 22. So from the first statement, it is tells that sum of S plus T is equal to how much? 22. So from this, whether it is possible to determine what is the value of S and what is the value of T? So it is not possible. It is not possible. So they just given the sentence S plus T is equal to 22, but they did not mention the relationship between S as well as T. So from first statement alone, you can't find out the answer. Then go for the second statement. Second statement tells what? So the perimeter is nothing but number of sides. Number of side is how much? 4a. 4a divided by 4 sides for square and 3 sides for triangles. So that is nothing but perimeter. 4a divided by 3b is nothing but a is nothing but s, b is nothing but t. Okay, 4a divided by 3b is equal to, relationship is mentioned, 5 divided by 6. So from that you can determine the value of s as well as t. S is nothing but a and t is nothing but b. So from that relation you can determine the value of s as well as t. So you can answer for the question whether s is greater or less than the triangle t. Okay, so which statement alone you can answer for the question? Second statement alone you can answer for the question. So option B is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. Why? Because from the second statement alone you can answer for the question. Next, the length of an arc on circle C formed by a central angle measuring 60 degree is 12. Okay, what is the diameter of the circle? You have to determine the diameter of the circle. So how to determine? So what relationship is given? So for this one equation is there, the length of the arc. So length of an arc, you have that is given. So length of an arc is how much? Divided by circumference is equal to central angle divided by 360 degree. This relationship you just remember. Length of arc divided by circumference is equal to central angle divided by 360 degree. Length of arc is how much? 12 divided by circumference you have to determine, and central angle is also mentioned, that is 60 degree divided by 360 degree. So from that relation you can determine the circumference is how much. Circumference is how much? 72. So circumference of the circle is mentioned, so that is nothing but pi d or 2 pi r. that is a formula pi d. So here you have to determine the diameter, so that I will use pi d. So diameter is equal to circumference divided by pi. So which one is correct? Option D is the correct answer for this question. Option D is. So next problem. So here you can see the figure. Okay, the figure above represent a circular garden with the center O. This is center O, circular garden. AB is how much? 4 feet, and BO is 3 feet. Okay, the garden plans to plant sunflower in the two light gray color. This is two light gray color. In that area, they will plant the sunflower, and two dark gray color. In that dark gray color, tulips. Okay, so how much more area in square feet will be covered by sunflower than tulips? So that is what is the question. First find out the area of sunflower, then find out the area of tulips, then subtract sunflower area minus tulips area. You will get the final answer. Okay, this is the following options. So how to find out? So first find out, so here inside circle. So first find out inside circle area. So what is the area formula of the circle? Area is equal to pi r square. Okay, so r is nothing but BO. So BO is how much? 3 feet. Okay, so 3 feet, r is equal to 3 feet. Then find out the circle area, total area. So pi r square, that is nothing but pi into 3 square is equal to 9 pi. So then find out the tulips area. So that is nothing but total area is 9 pi, but the tulips is half of the circle. So only this much area covered tulips. Okay, remaining is empty. So how to find out? 9 pi divided by 2. So half of the circle, that is nothing but 9 divided by 2 into pi is the tulips area. So next one. So how to find out this outside area? So outside area, so find out, so first to find out the outside circle area. Okay, so total circle area. So AB is how much? 4, and BO is how much? 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. So 7 is the radius from A to O. A to O is the radius is how much? 7. Okay, so next, so 7, so pi r square is a circle formula, so you will get as 49 pi. Okay, then subtract this outside area minus inside area, you will get the area of AB. Understood? Outside minus inside circle area, outside circle area minus inside circle area, you will get this much area. Okay, so outside circle area is 49 pi, inside circle area is 9 pi. So 49 pi minus 9 pi is equal to 40 pi. So 40 pi is the total this circle area, but the sunflower is having only in half area. Sunflower is having in only half area. So 40 pi divided by 2, okay, is equal to 20 pi. So 20 pi area covered sunflower, and here 9 divided by 2 into pi is covered tulips. Okay, I hope all of you understood. So first to find out the inside circle area, so that is nothing but pi r square, 9 pi. So divided by 2, that is nothing but tulips area. Then how to find out this circle area? Sunflower circle area. So that is nothing but first to find out the outer circle area, total circle area, that is nothing but 4 plus 3, 7. So 7 is nothing but pi r square. Pi into 7 square is nothing but 49 pi. So 49 pi is the total circle area. You have to subtract this much area, inside circle area. Inside circle area is 9 pi. 49 pi minus 9 pi is nothing but 40 pi. That is the outside circle area, but you have to divide it by 2 in order to get the sunflower area covered in only half area, so that is 20 pi. Then subtract sunflower area minus tulips area. So 20 pi minus 9 divided by 2 into pi. So after simplification, so 20 pi I have written like this, 40 divided by 2 into pi minus 9 divided by 2 into pi, you will get as 31 divided by 2 into pi. So answer C is the correct one. I hope all of you understood this problem. Okay, answer C is the correct one. Next question. So here you can see one figure. So in the figure above, what is the value of x? You have to determine the value of x by using this two statement. So two statement is given. So first statement tells that AD is parallel to BC. So if it is like this, so first find out the angle of B. So that is nothing but x degree. Okay, x degree. Why? Because here the first statement tells that AD is parallel to BC. Okay, so once you find out the angle of B, that is nothing but x degree. Okay, that is nothing but x degree as per the first statement. Okay, based on the first statement, x degree is equal to B degree. So just try whether it is possible to find out the angle of B. So here you can see the 70, 60 plus 70. Total triangle is nothing but how much? Oh, so this is 70. 70. Total is equal to how much? 180 degree. 180 degree. So from that you can determine the value of y. So this is, I have written y. Okay, I have written y. So 60 plus 70, 130. So y is equal to 50. So y is equal to 50. So this is 50. So this is 50. So these opposite sides, when two lines are parallel with each other, opposite angles are equal. So this is also 50. Then which this angle is how much? Total angle is 180 degree. So 60 plus 50 plus x is equal to 180 degree. X is equal to 70. So this is 70. So based on this statement you can tell that x is equal to 70. So first, from the first statement it is possible to find out the answer. Then go for the second statement. What is that? Second statement, GBC is equal to 70. So B angle we know. From the second statement they directly told that the B angle, but they did not tell any relationship between A as well as B. They did not tell any relation between A as well as B. In the first statement they told that the AD is equal to this line is equal to this line, but the second statement they did not tell about the relationship between A as well as B, but just told that the angle of B is 70. So from the second statement it is not possible to determine the value of x, but from the first statement alone you can answer for the question. Why? Because the relationship is told that AD is equal to BC. So which statement alone? Correct answer is A. A is the correct answer for this question. From the second statement there is no, they mentioned the angle but did not tell the relationship between x degree. Okay, so from the option A is the correct one. So next question, here one figure they shown, in the figure above the point O is the center, okay, of the semicircle, and PQ is parallel to OS. PQ is this line is parallel to OS. Measure the ROS. You have to find out the angle of ROS. So how to find out the angle of ROS? Just split like this. Okay, so here PQ is parallel to OS. Okay, so this angle, so these two are parallel with each other. They told that PQ is parallel to OS. So this angle is equal to opposite side. Okay, I already told if it is two lines are parallel, then opposite angles are equal. So here 70 degree they mentioned. So opposite angle. So opposite angle is nothing but this side. So that is total angle is 70. Total angle is 70. Then so this is x degree. So then this also x degree. We don't know now what is the angle. So here this is x plus 1 degree. So opposite side this is also x plus 1 degree. You have to determine what is the angle of ROS. Only this much area is how much? Total angle we know. Total angle is how much? 70 degree. We have to determine ROS angle is how much. So how to determine? We'll see one by one. Okay, so then here x degree from two statement to this total two triangle you just take down, or this is total how many sides you just see, one side, two, three, four, total four side is nothing but so that is rectangle or parallelogram. So total four side is nothing but total angle is how much, 360 degree. Add up all the angles, you can find out the value of x. Understood, right? So total how many sides, this is a triangle. Okay, this is a triangle. So this one is total four side, x 1 2 3 4. Okay, four sides. So that how much, x plus x plus x plus x plus x plus 1 plus x plus 1 2 times and plus 70 is equal to total angle is total four sides, total 360 degree. So from that, after simplification, you can get the value x is equal to 72. So here 72, this is 72, this is 73 and 73. So you just uh, tell that. So x is equal to 72, right? So this is 72 and this is also 72 and this one is 73 and this is also 73. Why? Because x plus 1 and x plus 1. So consider this is a triangle. Consider this is a triangle like this. Here two angle is 73. So this is 73. This is 73. So you have to determine the value of this x. So x plus 73 2 times into 73 is equal to 180 degree, total 180 degree. So you can determine the value of x. So x is how much? 3 2 is 6, 7 3 is 7 2 is 14. So 146, this is 146. So it is nothing but 180 minus 146 is nothing but 34. So answer is 34. So this one is how much? 34 degree. So they told you to find out what? R O O S. R O S is 34 degree. So which one is correct? This answer is correct. So first find out split like this. Okay. I hope all of you understood. So opposite angles are equal. If it is two parallel lines, then opposite angles are equal, 70 degree and 70 degree. Then total four side is there, 1 2 3 4. So that four side is nothing but parallelogram or rectangle. So add up is equal to total 360 degree. Okay, 360 degree. Then so for triangle 180 degree, for rectangle 360 degree, or square is also 360 degree. So then while simplifying, you will get the value of x is equal to 72. So here 73 73 and remaining angle you just determine. Why? Because consider this one triangle. So triangle total angle is 180 degree. So x plus, this is x, consider x plus 2 times of 73, you will get as total angle is 180 degree. So x value is how much? 34 degree. So which one is correct answer? Option A is the correct one. Next question. An isosceles triangles is inscribed in a circle such that one of the triangle sides coincides with the circle's longest chord. If the measures of another side of a triangle is 5, what is the difference between the area of the circle and area of the triangle? So first to find out area of the circle, and also you have to find out area of the triangle. So how to find out? So this is a triangle. So triangle is placed inside the circle, inside the circle. In this, the one sides is given. Side is how much? 5, 5 5. Then you have to determine the area of the circle minus area of the triangle is how much. So area of the triangle is how to determine? Half BH, half into base into height. So half base into height. Base is how much? So base so this is base and this is height. Why? Because triangle is looks like this. So you have to take like this. So triangle. So where the perpendicular lies, here they mention the perpendicular. This is base and this is height. So both they mention as 5 5, so that half into base into height, so half into 5 into 5, so that is nothing but 25 divided by 2, that is the triangle area. Then how to find out the circle area? So circle area is what? Pi r square. So how to find out r? Radius of the circle. So how to find out? So this is nothing but 45, both this is 90 degree, so remaining two sides are equal. From the figure you can observe that remaining two sides are equal, so that it is lies like 45 degree, 45 degree and 90 degree. So what is the relationship actually? 45 45 90. So 45 is nothing but x into uh, x square root of 2, x x and x square root of 2, that is the relationship. Okay, so here x is nothing but what? Opposite side. Opposite side, what is that? 5. So here also 45 side, so x value is how much? Based on the relationship 5. Okay, based on the relationship 5, so this is 5, so 5 5 and 5 square root of 2, so that is the relationship 5 square root of 2. So this is total is equal to 5 square root of 2. Why? Because this is 90 degree, 90 degree opposite to this 90 degree is 5 square root of 2. Okay, then pi r square, we need only pi r square, only this much area, so divided by 2. Pi r only half circle area we need r, so that 5 square root of 2 divided by 2. So pi r square, pi into 5 square root of 2 divided by 2 whole square, r square, right? Whole square. Then after simplification, is nothing but 5 square as well as square root of 2 square divided by 2 square. So after simplification you will get as 25 pi divided by 2. Okay, then subtract circle area. Circle area is how much? 25 pi divided by 2 minus this area, 25 minus 25 divided by 2, you will get as 25 divided by 2 into pi minus 1. So option D is the correct answer for this problem. A cylinder, a cylindrical tank with a height of 8 feet, height of 8 feet is completely full of gasoline, This gasoline is pumped into an empty cylinder tank with a diameter of 24 feet and a height of 18 feet. Okay, so cylinder tank height of 8 feet is completely filled. Okay, so that is one tank, gasoline filled tank. Okay, then that gasoline is shifted to empty tank of diameter 24 and height of 18 feet. If the gasoline reaches a height of 2 feet in that empty tank, okay, all 8 feet tank shifting to this 24 feet and 18 feet height tank, so empty tank, it will fill up to 2 feet. Then what is the diameter in feet of the original tank? So original tank diameter you have to determine. So I hope all of you understood. So first tank, so it is having 8 feet. Okay, diameter we don't know, so you have to determine. Okay, second tank 24 feet, and 18 height is 18 feet. Diameter sorry, this is 18 and diameter is how much? Diameter is 24. Okay, then it is filling, so while shifting this to the here, this tank, it is filled up to 2 feet only. So entire 8 feet tank filled to this tank, it is filled up to 2 feet. Then you have to determine the diameter of the first tank, So how to determine? This is the option. So here, so you have to consider the volume, entire volume of the cylinder. Why? Because height is also they mention. So pi r square h, that is a formula of the cylindrical tank. Volume of the cylindrical tank formula is pi r square h. So first empty tank volume you just find out. So what is that? Diameter is 24. So radius, we need radius. So radius is how much? 12 feet into height is how much? 18 feet. So 18 feet is a height. So that is total tank, but we need the how much amount of gasoline filled in that empty tank. So how much feet? So only 2 feet is filled in the empty tank. So diameter is 24, so radius is how much? 12, as well as how much amount of gasoline is filled? 2 feet, only 2 feet. So that is pi r square into h. H is nothing but how much gasoline is filled in the empty tank. Don't consider this 18 feet. 18 feet is the total height of the tank. Okay, so you will get as 288 into pi feet cube. Okay, then you have to find out the volume of this one. Okay, first tank is volume is what? Pi r square into h. H we know, h how much? 8 feet, but the radius we don't know, so that we have to determine by equating both the answers. So first answer 288 into pi is equal to pi r square into h. H is how much? 8 feet completely full of gasoline. So while solving this you will get r as 6 feet, but we have to determine the diameter is equal to 2r. So diameter is how much? 12. So option E is the correct answer. I hope all of you understood. So the volume formula is pi r square into h. So from the empty tank, how much gasoline is filled, that you have to consider. Then that answer you just equate to first tank. First tank diameter we don't know. So from that equation we are getting the radius as 6. Then you can easily simplify. You can easily find out the diameter of the first tank. Diameter of the first tank is 12. Option E is the correct answer for the question. Next one, a rectangular solid has the dimension 4, 5 and x. If the number of units in the solid volume and the number of units in that solid surface area are the same. So units of surface area as well as solids volumes are same. Okay, so what is the sum of the area of the two largest faces? So rectangular solids. So how it is visible actually? Rectangular solids is nothing but, so this is like this. So my sketch is not accurate, but it is similar to the type of cube. Okay, so it is visible like this. Okay, it is visible like this. So okay, it is visible like this. Then it is similar to that of cube. Okay, rectangular solids of dimension 4, 5 and x you have to determine first. Okay, but they told that the solids volume as well as the surface area of the solids are same. These are the options. So how to determine? So solid volume, length into breadth into height, that is the volume of the solids. And surface area formula, this is a surface area formula, you have to remember. 2 times of length into breadth and 2 times of length into height and 2 times of breadth into h. Okay, so this is a surface area formula, okay, of the solids. So 2 times is nothing but, so consider this one. So 2 times it is coming one side here and one side is right side, left side, and here this face also coming 2 times. One is front and one is back, like that 2 times. And top level also, bottom as well as top level, 2 times it is coming. So this is the formula. Length into breadth into height is equal to 2 times of length into breadth plus 2 times of length into height plus 2 times of breadth into height. This is a formula, sir. So why? Because they directly mention that the solid's volume is equal to solid surface area. Okay, then you just substitute the value. Length is how much? So length is 4, breadth is how much? 5, and height is x. Okay, just substitute like that only. Length is 4, breadth is 5, and height is x. You just substitute to this equation. It is coming like this. Okay, then after simplifying 5 4s are 20x, and simplification, you will get x value. Only one unknown is there, so you can get the value of x is equal to 20. X is nothing but height. Okay, height is 20. Then what they told, what is the sum of the areas? What is the sum of the area of the two largest faces? So how to determine the largest faces? Largest faces is nothing but two larger value, just multiply two larger value. Why? Because the area. So how to find out area? So area is nothing but length into breadth, or length into height, or breadth into height. Which one is larger? So I am taking here which one is larger. Breadth into height is larger. Width into height is larger. So which one? So 5 into 20 is how much? 100. So 100 is a larger area. But they told two larger faces, one is 5 as well as 20, two larger faces. What is the sum of the area? Sum of the area is nothing but, so I will consider here, this is width and this is height. This is height. So here one faces, and second faces you can observe here two faces is there, two faces. So first faces as well as second faces. So first one is you will get as 100, second face also you will get 100. So that two times. So total area is how much? Total area is 200. So be careful while answering this question. Two faces is there, so that multiply 100 into 2 times, so that is nothing but 200. So which option is correct? Option D is the correct answer for this question. A cube with an edge length of 6 contains the largest possible sphere that completely fits into it. If the volume V of a sphere with a radius r is given by the formula V is equal to 4 divided by 3 pi r cube, what is the volume of the empty space inside the cube? You have to determine the empty space inside the cube. So how to determine? So this is the options. So first find out the cube area. So volume of the cube. That is nothing but E cube, or cube root of anything. Okay, why? Because all sides are equal. So volume of the cube, all sides are equal, so that just the cube. Yes, side is nothing but yes cube. Okay, side is how much is given? 6. Length is 6. So L cube is how much? 216. So then you just find out which area? So volume of the sphere. So volume of the sphere, what is the formula? 4 divided by 3 into pi r cube. So here radius is how much? Total length is 6. Then radius is how much? 3 divided by 2. So radius is 6 divided by 2 is nothing but 3. So 3. So then you can easily determine that is nothing but 36 pi. Then find out V cube. So V cube is nothing but the cube volume of cube minus volume of sphere. While subtracting, you will get as 216 minus 36 pi. While simplifying, you will get answer as 36 into 6 minus pi. So what is the question actually? You have to subtract volume of cube minus volume of sphere. Why? Because volume of sphere is filled with the volume of cube. Then the extra space you have to, inside the empty space you have to determine by subtracting volume of cube minus volume of sphere. You will get a empty space inside the cube. So that is how much? 36 into 6 minus pi. So which answer is correct? Option C is the correct answer. Next one, line L1 is given by the equation y is equal to mx plus 3, and line L2 is given by the equation y is equal to nx minus 7, where m and n are constant. Is L1 parallel to L2? So you have to determine whether L1 is parallel to L2 or not. So when it is parallel to L1 to L2, only when m is equal to n. only when m is equal to n, then only you just why, because m and n both are constant, so that only when m and n are equal and also positive sign, then only you can tell that L1 is parallel to L2. So from the first statement, what is that? First statement tells that m square minus n square is equal to 2. So you will get expression as a square minus b square, a plus b into a minus b, a plus b, m plus n, and m minus n. So from that expression, two different answer you are getting, m is equal to n as well as m is equal to minus n. Two different answer you are getting from the first statement. So from the first statement alone you can't find out the answer. Next, go for the second sentence. Second sentence tells that what mn is positive. So mn is positive, so m is positive, and positive into positive is positive only. So m value should be positive, n value should be positive, then only you will get as positive answer. And one more way it's also possible. So which way? M is negative and n is also negative. Negative into negative also positive only. So negative value is coming in from the second statement. Two different answer we are getting from the second statement. So from the second statement also is not possible to find out the answer. Why? Because positive also coming, negative also coming. So from the second statement also is not possible whether L1 is parallel to L2. So next, combine together first statement as well as second statement. First statement, two answer we are getting, so that is nothing but m is equal to n and m is equal to minus n. From the second statement is getting both are positive or both are negative. So from that you can tell that m is equal to n only. So both answer. So from the first statement tells that m is equal to n as well as m is equal to minus n. Second statement, m is equal to n. M is equal to, from the second statement it is tells that m is equal to n, and second one minus m is equal to minus n. So both statement, from the both statement, this one is approved. Okay, proved. Okay, so you can tell that from both club together, while clubbing together you can answer for the question. So if both m and l are equal, so L1 is parallel to L2. So which option is correct? Option C is the correct answer. I hope all of you understood. Just a tricky question, little bit concentrate on the question as well as solution. Next problem. In the rectangular coordinate system above, triangle ABC, this is triangle ABC, has a area of 27 square units. 27 square units. It's a triangle. Total area is 27. The vertex ABC. So here 0, 9 and 0, y and 9, y. You have to determine the value of 9 here. So how to determine? So here initially this is 0. Okay, this is 0. So this is some value having, this is y axis and this is x axis. So I will tell you, this is y axis and this is x axis. X axis varies from 0 to 9, that we know, and y axis here total is 9. Y axis total is 9, but we don't know the value of y here, and here also we don't know. That two area are same, y axis, this, and also we need this length. Okay, we need this length. Okay, so we'll see how to find out the answer. So the triangle area is, how to find out? Area is equal to 1 divided by 2 into base into height. So base is what? Base into height. So that is the total area. Base is nothing but x axis, totally x axis. This area is how much? 0 to 9. So 9 minus 0 is 9 only. Height we don't know. We don't know. So that you have to determine. Okay, so half into base is 9. So why? Because x axis, this is x axis 9. So 9 into height we don't know. height, total height we don't know, that we can determine. So height is how much? So 54. So 27 into 2, that is nothing but 54, divided by 9 is nothing but height is 6. So 6 height is where to where? So actual 6 height is, this one is 6 height. This is the 6 height. Okay, so total is how much? 9. Total is 9. Total y-axis total is 9, and this one is total height is how much? 6. Okay, total height is how much? Then we have to determine y. So we have to determine y, that is nothing but 6. You will get as 3. So this is 0, 3 is nothing but this height. This height is 3. This height is 3. Okay, so y value is how much? Total from this expression you will get y is how much? So height is how much? 6. So 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. So 3 is the this height. This height is 3. So answer is which one? C is the correct answer for this question. Next one. In the xy coordinate system, if m, n and m plus 2, n plus k are 2 points on the line with the equation x is equal to 2y plus 5, then what is the value of k? You have to determine the value of k. So that coordinate system, always you remember the equation y is equal to mx plus c. That equation, just convert this equation into that form, y is equal to mx plus c, then you will get you can easily simplify and find out the answer of k. So x is equal to 2y plus 5, x minus 5 is equal to 2y. Why? Because the expression we need in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So that is nothing but, so then divide by 2. So that after simplification, you will get as y is equal to half x minus 5 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2. So that is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So here what is the value of m? M is equal to half. M is equal to half. Okay, understood? So while increasing, while substituting value of x as 1, x as 1, what is the value of y then? What is the value of y? By substituting here, just neglect this one, c is a constant, you just neglect. While substituting x value is 1, then what is the value of y? Y is equal to half. Y is equal to half. But here they mention that m plus 2, so that x is equal to 2. While substituting the value of x is equal to 2, then what is the value of y? So what is the value of y? Half divided into half into 2. So you will get as value is 1. So that is nothing but k value. That is nothing but k value. So I hope all of you understood. First convert this expression into y is equal to mx plus c. So then you just neglect c is a constant, then substitute the value. X is equal to 2, you just substitute x, this is x. Okay, so m plus 2, so x is equal to 2. Then here this equation, what is the value of y? So y you will get as 1. So that is nothing but k value should be 1. Okay, to get the slope. So which answer is correct? Option B is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. So thank you for watching this video. I hope I have covered all the geometry problems which are asking in the question in the GMAT exam. Okay, so next practice problems is there. Next chapter, 10th one is the advanced mathematics, that is the covered of all basic knowledge of quantitative section. Just practice that chapter by yourself. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubt, please approach me. Thank you one and all.